All right, hi everybody. We're at Google Cloud Next in the Analyst room here in Las Vegas. And of course, we've got our entire team here from Chirag to Holger to Doug, and of course, Andy Thurai with an AI. So anyways, we're covering all things cloud, all things AI, all things data, all things security, and we're going to share some viewpoints. Chirag, what did you see so far?
It's all AI. You cannot actually go beyond 1 minute without hearing AI. And security is not very different. There are a couple of things that are going on the cybersecurity side. One is AI is making cybersecurity sort of more accessible, which is using things like copilots and assistant, where you can find insights very uh, easily, looking for needle in a haystack kind of a scenario, looking for things that you didn't know before. And the second is there's a sort of convergence going on between the different offerings that Google has. And one of the offerings, which is on the detection and response side of the thing, and what happens once a breach occurs. And the second offering is more looking at your command center and what's going on, and what are some of the assets you have and how they are, what's the threat that you have. So there's a convergence of those signals, and AI is making it easier for analysts to secure system and making it easy for people to consume what is going on.
So agents are the future, or do we go beyond agents?
Well, agents are making it easier things today, but the future is definitely beyond agents.
So it's going to be beyond agents. Okay, very cool. What's going on, man, on the cloud, public infrastructure, other areas?
Next generation applications, right? I cover where companies want to build their next modern applications in-house. And for that, the first thing is it a modern cloud that they're building on? And Google has provided significant things here, despite what Chirag said was right, was all about AI. Not the next way to do, a new way to do cloud, which was the motto of the conference. We didn't hear much about that. But from overall like sovereignty, pieces which can be done, from the attractiveness of a platform, significant advances here. And then it's all about, is it the right platform for putting my AI on top of? I've been saying before, Google has a 2-3 year lead on the competition in putting custom silicon on custom chips. That has been reconfirmed with the release of the TPU version 5P and E, which is significantly more powerful to run these models. Google runs all their internal models on that. If you love NVIDIA for some portability, they struck a deal with NVIDIA to bring a special machine in fall to Google Cloud from that perspective. And they released their first ARM chip if you're caring for energy consumption. So overall, broad push on the AI side with no surprise.
Did you like the fact you could make your own choices on chips?
Well, I think it will be the workload. You will not do your own choices, but you will do your own choices in terms of your code assets. If you want portability, you have to go to NVIDIA because you can run NVIDIA everywhere on the other clouds. If you want to save some energy and save some on your bill, you have to go to ARM. And if you want to do the same things like Google does, you want to have probably better performance and better cost, you go to the TPUs.
Very, very cool. What are you seeing on the data to decision side, Doug?
Well, continuing on that AI theme, big push on GenAI capabilities here. Comprehensive push of GenAI capabilities into all of the database services. So deep and broad across the whole portfolio, vector embedding, vector search, LangChain integration across all the database services. But I think the bigger, more strategic message is that we have one AI-ready data platform in BigQuery, tight integration with Vertex AI. So it's not just GenAI, it's AI, it's ML, it's GenAI, it's analytics with the Google Semantic Modeling Engine, and also the ability to bring it all together, not just for structured data, but also unstructured data, video, audio, text, image, and correlating that with what's going on in the structured data. So I think a really strong message. Wonder if the reach is a little bit beyond the grasp at this point, the stuff on the unstructured side. Very new, we can't just wave a magic wand and bring all this information together and bring insights together. That's going to take some time and some maturation.
Very, very cool. Andy, what are you seeing on the broader observability and, of course, what's happening on the broader AI side?
Yeah, quite a few things, right? So as Doug was saying, they kind of leapfrogged and then they set the stage to many other things to follow right now. There are a few things that stood out to me, particularly the context window of 1 million tokens. And then in conversation with the engineering product teams, they are ready with 10 million now. They don't want to release that. Imagine that token size. So there's nothing that's restricting right now. So it's a massive windows, and also they are building the super infrastructure that if you want to train a massive LLMs, they have the infrastructure available, as well as they have the TPUs, which can challenge GPUs, the cost for doing that. But what I found more interesting than most of that is the fact that you can fine tune any existing large language model or even the model, their own Gemini models, for a few $100s. That's massive because every other vendor I speak to, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars to fine tune. This one is like a fraction of a cost, which means it'll allow you to distill the models, it'll allow you to retrain the models, it'll make you customize to the level you want. And then of course the Gemini Code Assist and the Cloud Assist, for the SREs, there's so many announcements they made on the AI side. I think a lot of other vendors had to do a lot of catch up now.
No, that's a big thing.
And the grounding with Google Search, right? If you can't find it in Google, it's not real, right? The ability to ground with Google Search, what's running here is a huge announcement.
That's pretty big, yeah.
Yeah.
And not only ground on Google Search, you could also ground it on your enterprise data too. The combination of that, which is pretty big.
We basically have one application, one stack, one AI stack that's available to everybody.
Right.
Whether you're doing training, whether you're actually bringing the data in, where you're actually sharing the models. You're basically, it's probably the only full stack right now.
Right.
From one vendor.
From one vendor,
And
yes.
it's also an open stack, in a very weird way, which is some of the things we saw.
And
Mostly
also with
open
their
source.
model garden, they're trying to open that up so they can bring others bring in the models, put it in there, and then you can do what you want with that.
Yeah. And it's the three things: first party, third party, and open source. So not just because innovation doesn't just come from Google; it comes from all over the place. So being open to partners, it's very important for cybersecurity because Google has done a lot in terms of cybersecurity year over year, but there are many partners that are out there who are doing equally amazing things, if not more amazing things, and it's important that the ecosystem remains the way it is and it continues to thrive. So being able to have a common platform which has all the AI models underneath and multimodal capabilities, and when you actually bring all your data together, ecosystem, it really helps the ecosystem to actually build on top of Google.
What should customers and prospects think about in your areas about Google?
You should already be thinking about AI. If not, this is probably one of your last chances to start thinking about. We talked about our agents, the future. Agents is the present. We don't know what the future is. So agents are already here. We are seeing them in action, and they are actually helping people. We saw a number of use cases and demos. But what they should really be looking for is what outcomes they are driving. Start with a business outcome. Don't start with the technology. Technology is going to change. And make sure you design things in such a way where there will be consolidation in the market. That's going to happen. And so re-examine your tooling landscape on is it actually helping you get to the business outcome. Then think about the role of AI and the role of cloud platforms actually, what role they play in achieving those outcomes.
I'll ask Holger the same question. What should customers and prospects be thinking about?
Yeah, if you have to do AI applications, you have to do them on Google Cloud. It's pretty clear from currently what we've seen or we heard here. So it's a cheaper way of doing it. It's the easier way of doing it. It has the right foundation model strategy where you can bring your own model, bring your own semantics, and bring that all together, like Andy said, for a fraction of the cost, right? And you have a great infrastructure for traditional applications on the database side. Doug can go more into that. Very cool offerings and products there to build the other part, which you don't only need you don't only need the AI, right? You need some transactions, you need some unstructured data to run your enterprise, and it's a very attractive platform to do exactly that.
All right, Doug, what should your customers and prospects be thinking about?
I think they've thrown down the gauntlet a bit. I think customers should be challenged to think beyond the silos, the traditional silos, analytics, AI, ML, GenAI. It's a continuum, and it's not just about your structured data. You need to tap into this unstructured data, and GenAI is going to help with that, but you want a platform that can make use of all your data, can apply any engine to that data.
All right, Andy, what do you think as well in terms of what customers and prospects should be thinking about?
So Google's major problem is going to be the fact that not a lot of customers are in Google Cloud. They are in some of the competing clouds. Google Cloud is not the largest cloud. So for them to start using the services in here, they're going to be data migration is going to be a problem. I see that as a major problem. But as a functionality wise, I think they had a whole suite of functionalities to offer AI, competing with any vendor. So if you're able to move to this cloud, absolutely phenomenal to use.
And we think it's going to be a multi-cloud environment anyways, right? So
if it is a multi-cloud environment, if you're using it successfully, but it depends on where your data is. If your data is going to be in a different cloud, for you to move them in here to do the training, it's going to be a little bit of a problem.
But let's not forget, right? BigQuery Omni, if you want to leave the data there, is available since 3-4 years, Doug?
2.5.
2.5 maybe, right? So let's see how mature it is. Right? You want to keep the data where it is. It's all a haze with COVID. What is 50 here? 2021, 22, 20, I don't know. Right? So it's available. The question is how good. Federation usually doesn't win if you want to have high service levels for artificial intelligence, but you might work around on some of the data migration.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Oh, go ahead.
Can I also add one thing? So one of the things what they're doing somewhat different is when other bigger vendors are going for the closed source bigger models. One of the things Google is trying to do is trying to do the smaller digital models that can run, nano models that can run on the phone. That's one of their major differentiations. So if you're able to create a bigger model with them, you can also distill that, creating a smaller models you can run for inferencing at the end locations, which is a major difference none of the others are offering right now.
No.
Doesn't have to be the smartphone OS vendor #1 in the world.
No, it doesn't as well, and not have the FTC over you. No, it's kidding. But hey, it's wonderful. We are here at Google Cloud Next. You can also follow our stuff at Constellation R. You can follow us as well on LinkedIn on our page, and of course, every one of these analysts here. So thanks everybody, and good luck.